Module Overview: Introduction to Climate Change and Agribusiness. Climate change is now a defining challenge of the 21st century and one of the most significant disruptors of global food systems. Rising temperatures, shifting precipitation patterns, increased frequency of extreme weather events such as droughts, floods, and heat waves, and changing pest/disease dynamics have made agricultural production increasingly vulnerable, volatile, and unequal across regions. This module explores how global agribusiness is adapting to the impacts of climate change through sustainable, climate-smart, and resilient business models. It covers global frameworks, climate adaptation strategies, circular economy principles, regenerative agriculture, and how innovation plays a critical role in reducing emissions while safeguarding food security and rural livelihoods. Crop yield variability. Heat stress and water scarcity reduce yields, disrupted growing seasons and flowering patterns, increased risk of total crop failure in vulnerable regions, livestock and aquaculture impact. Heat stress reduces animal productivity and fertility, higher prevalence of vector-borne livestock diseases, warming oceans affecting fish breeding and migration patterns, agri-supply chain disruptions, flooded transport routes, spoilage, and storage failure, market delays and post-harvest losses, volatile commodity prices due to inconsistent supply, socioeconomic impacts, food insecurity and malnutrition, migration due to loss of agricultural viability, gender disparities in climate impact response, sustainable and climate-smart agriculture, CSA. Climate-smart agriculture is an approach endorsed by global organizations like FAO, CGIAR, and the World Bank that seeks to increase agricultural productivity and incomes, enhance resilience and adaptation to climate variability, reduce and remove greenhouse gas emissions where possible, CSA practices, conservation tillage, intercropping and crop diversification, agroforestry, soil carbon sequestration, drought-resistant seeds, integrated pest management, water harvesting, and efficient irrigation systems. Circular and regenerative agribusiness models. To counteract the linear take-make-waste model, agribusinesses are transitioning to circular economy models that reduce input waste, extend resource cycles, and regenerate natural systems. Circular practices, waste to energy in livestock farms, composting and organic recycling, biogas and biochar technologies, reuse of water and irrigation, closed-loop nutrient cycling, regenerative agriculture, soil regeneration through cover cropping and no-till enhancing biodiversity and ecosystem services, reduced chemical dependence and synthetic inputs. These approaches restore soil health, trap carbon, and foster climate resilience while maintaining productivity. Resilient agribusiness models. Diversified value chains, integration of crops, livestock, and non-farm income sources. Geographic diversification to spread risk. Insurance and risk mitigation tools, index-based climate insurance, early warning systems, and agro-weather advisory services. Green finance and investment climate-aligned investment instruments, for example, green bonds. ESG, environmental, social governance, screening and agri-loans, carbon credit schemes and carbon farming incentives, climate-resilient infrastructure, flood-resilient storage systems and rural roads, off-grid renewable energy for cold storage and irrigation, data-driven adaptation tools, satellite-based climate mapping, farm-level risk dashboards and decision support systems. Global policy frameworks and agreements. Paris Agreement 2015, goal to limit global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius. Country-specific nationally determined contributions, NDCs, emphasis on climate-resilient agriculture, UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, SDG 2, Zero Hunger, SDG 13, Climate Action, SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production, UNFCCC and COP Summit's agricultural negotiation tracks, e.g., Coronivia Joint Work on Agriculture, global adaptation funds and climate financing mechanisms, institutional support and knowledge hubs, CGIAR Climate Change, Agriculture, and Food Security, CCAFS, FAO's Global Alliance for Climate Smart Agriculture, GACSA, African Risk Capacity, ARC, World Bank Climate Innovation Center's Green Climate Fund, GCF, Case Studies, Ethiopia, Climate Resilient Wheat Using Remote Sensing and Weather-Based Insurance, Vietnam, Floating Ricefish Agroecosystems in Response to Sea Level Rise, Kenya, Carbon Credit Payments for Regenerative Rangeland Management, Bangladesh, Floating Gardens During Prolonged Floods, Netherlands, Climate-Proof Greenhouse Systems Using AI and Geothermal Energy. Conclusion: agribusinesses must evolve into climate-resilient, sustainable, and low-emission enterprises to secure their future and that of humanity. Climate-smart innovations are not just a moral imperative, but a business strategy to survive a volatile future. This module lays the foundation for integrating climate intelligence, sustainability principles, and resilience-building tools into strategic agribusiness models at all scales, from rural cooperatives to multinational agri-firms.